Division F. You're correct. You're correct. Now that we are in the mood, let's begin. In the mood, not the moon. So that's correct. In this one, we are going to follow the match between Division D and Division F. So great applause for Division F. Let me see how many followers we have for Division F. And now for Division D. Can I hear some applause for Division D? Yes. Good, good. I'm happy to hear that the teams have the supporters, have support for tonight. They need that. I am Michelle Telemark, your moderator tonight. And first, let's introduce this team for this debate before we begin. We have the Zoom Master, Toastmaster Johnny, who is here to help us if we have any issues with our connection, to see the debaters, any technical problems. She's here to assist you. Toastmaster Johnny, we want to say hi. Sorry.
Hi, everyone. I think the members of the team got used to me an hour ago, but nice to meet you. And please feel free to reach out in the chat if you have any difficulties out here.
Thank you. And the timer will be Toastmaster. Let me see if Toastmaster Akinke is here. Not yet.
Yes, she is.
Oh, yes, she is here. Okay, Toastmaster Akinke Scott. She has timer in front of her name, so you can see her. Do you want to say hi so the team can identify you? Or
you're muted.
You're muted, Toastmaster.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Looking forward to enjoying a lively debate. And I'm here to signal to you, so keep an eye out, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Just to confirm, we also have a backup timer. Could we also bring attention? We never know. You know, my husband, Murphy, I think everybody in the district knows that he tends to visit whenever I'm around. So we have a backup timer, which is Shanike. Could you go ahead and introduce yourself in case something happens with a Kanke? We can easily switch.
Good evening, everyone. You can also pin my tile. I'm here just in case Murphy makes an appearance.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And now let's continue with the judges. Let's start with the Chief Judge, Toastmaster Corville Hilton. Please introduce yourself and your team.
I am Corville Hilton. I am pleased, delighted to be here, really to enjoy what's going on. And it's a learning process for everybody. There are no losers. I don't think we're here to judge you. Oh, that's what we're doing. But not to worry. We're really just here to get the strong points you have and to let you know areas we think you can improve once we're given the opportunity. So just have fun. We know you have prepared yourselves. Have fun. We're here to enjoy. All these people you see here are here just to listen to you. Don't disappoint them. Back over to you, Madam Moderator. The rest of my team will introduce themselves.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Hilton. Toastmaster Mavian Mahon. Sorry, please correct me if I get the name wrong.
Almost right, Median. Good evening, everybody. My name is Median Mahon, and this is a first for me, so I'm excited about the time that we're going to spend together. I'm looking forward to hearing the debate and doing my best to assess everybody fairly. So let the games begin.
Thank you. And Toastmaster Grace.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Grace Huda-Martina. I'm also here to learn and enjoy. All your preparation will be delighted in our ears. Success to you all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Martina and Grace. Okay. So you know the team, but the real persons. You're here to listen to other debaters. Am I correct? Yes, I think
Correct.
that. So let's introduce the main characters, the main actors for tonight. Let's start with the team, the proposition team, Division F. I will ask the captain to start and introduce the rest of her team. Toastmaster Denisha Glasgow.
Good evening. Okay, so I am Denisha Glasgow, the captain for Division F. My second speaker, Miss Adana Left, and my third speaker, Miss Yolanda Morris.
Thank you. Welcome, welcome, and some support from Division F. Yes, thank you. And now let's welcome the participants for the opposing team, Division D. Let's start with the captain, this Master Peterson Pierre. Introduce yourself and your team.
Greetings, Madam Moderator, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, if they are. We are Division D, and Peterson Pierre, speaker number 1, Ralph Metellus, speaker number 2, and I'll also be the speaker number 3. But we have other supporting members here, Toastmaster Dumas Masson, Toastmaster Largeline Louis, who are also members of my team. Do we have anyone else here? Judith Africo, I saw your name earlier. I don't know if you're in the room. And yes, those are the entire members of Division D.
Yeah. Thank
Oh,
you.
team.
So thank you and good luck for both teams. For your information for the audience, the debate will follow this format. We will have 4 presentations for the first part. The first presentation will be proposition speaker number 1 for 5 minutes, and then the opposition speaker number 1 for 5 minutes, follow with this proposition speaker number 2 for 5 minutes, and the opposition speaker number 2 for 5 minutes. You don't need to keep all that in mind. I'm here to guide you towards the debate. And we will have 10-minute break between the 4 parts, the 2 parts, sorry. We'll have 10 minutes break, and the audience will have the chance to react, to reflect on the debate during this break. But first, we will have all the debaters to move to another breakout room. And at that time, once all the debaters are moved to another breakout room, the audience can interact about the debate, can interact, reflect on about the debate. And the second part will be a summary from each team, 1 presentation from each team, starting with the opposition team for 3 minutes, and then the summary from the proposition team for 3 minutes. Opposition will be Division D and proposition Division F. And the subject tonight, the subject they will be debating is climate change is the greatest threat facing humanity today. Climate change is the greatest threat facing humanity today. I will put that in the chat because I know maybe with my accent, my pronunciation, you can maybe get that correctly, but I put it in the chat so you have the subject. Don't forget, you will have the chance to interact during the break between the 2 parts. We will have 10 minutes break, but before that, please mute your microphone. Let the main actors play their role as main actors. I mean the debaters. And between each presentation, we will have 1 minute pause for the judges to mark the score. Thank you for your comprehension and also for helping the judges and the debaters to do the best as they can. So let's start for real. Let's begin. you will resolve that. Woman, you will need to mute yourself, everyone, please. A reminder, mute yourself, only the debater will speak. From now on, I will have only the debater unmuted themselves and to speak. Let's begin. Resolve that climate change is the greatest threat facing humanity today. We'll start with Division F. Toastmaster Denisha Glasgow for 5 minutes. Before we start, do you see the timer, Toastmaster Denisha?
I don't.
Do you see the timer? I can't get Scott. She's raising her hand like right now. Let me see. Dude. Please, all the debaters, try to
All right, I can step in here.
find the timer.
At the top of your screen, you will see the word view. Click on the word view. You will then go to gallery. Scroll until you see timer. I'm gonna ask that both timers, the backup timer and our timer, put on a red card, please, or a green card, thank you. Scroll until you see the timing cards, then move them to the first tile. There are a few of us in here, so the scrolling may take a bit.
Okay, so it says that my system does not support that.
Are you on a mobile device?
No, I'm on a Chromebook.
Oh, okay. Chromebook would operate like a mobile device. Then you don't have gallery view on the Chromebook at all? Can you swipe over? If you swipe over, do you see a tile with 4 individuals, including yourself? Swipe to the right.
I don't.
Okay. Well, maybe we can come up with an alternative. Are you able to see when things are posted in the chat?
No.
You don't have the chat open?
I have the chat open. I see test.
Okay,
Somebody
great.
put test.
All right, that would be me. So since you see that, what I'm going to request from our backup timer, because I believe it would be too much for our display timer, can our backup timer please write the 3-minute mark in the chat when we get there, the 4-minute mark as well, and the 5-minute mark, to allow the display timer to focus on just displaying. And it will assist, you will see when you've gotten to each of the times.
Instead, could I have sound instead? Because if I'm presenting, I may not be able to read in the chat.
A sound instead.
Yes, I think that could be allowed. The timer, when it's
If
3
it's
minutes,
okay, if it's okay with the judge, chief judge, okay.
yes, it is.
Let me
Because that's the way she's going to be aware. So at 3 minutes, you tell her 3 minutes. At 4, you tell her 4, and at 5, you tell her 5. Please.
Oh, or maybe I have it. 1, like
Yes, that works.
2.
Oh.
Thank you.
That would work. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's begin for real. Now that if it's okay we will do the same for all the debaters. So we'll give the same opportunity to all the debaters.
Madam Moderator, may I suggest asking the preference, because for some persons the noise may unnerve them and they can see. I'm speaking personally,
Okay.
The noise will unnerve me. So I can suggest that before each speaker, you can ask them their preference for time display then, if that is the case.
Okay, I will prefer to give the same opportunity to say there is no preference to one team to another team, but I understand your correct journey. Let's ask each debater what is their preference. So let's begin. So let me remind you, the subject here is climate change is the greatest threat facing humanity today. We will hear from the proposition speaker 1, Toastmaster Denisha Glasgow from Division F.
It was pronounced by the Honorable Minister of Environment, Joseph Jew, and I quote, "Climate change is a big terror in Haiti, and as a result of its effect, we are suffering as a nation. There are many projects in the pipeline, but due to financial constraints, Haiti continues to be at the mercy of this horrific threat. Most esteemed judges, fellow debaters, audience, good evening. I, Denisha Glasgow, first speaker of the proposition, rise to advance my team's position in the resolve, and I quote, "Climate change is the greatest threat facing humanity today. Before I divulge or continue with this debate, it becomes imperative that the key terms of the moot be defined. Climate change, as defined by the Encyclopedia of Environment, refers to a change in temperature and weather patterns in a particular change apparent from mid to late 20th centuries onward, and which the United Nations for the first time on October 8, 2001 passed a resolution making it universally right, recognizing the right to access to a healthy and sustainable environment. Greatest, as defined by the Oxford Dictionary Thesaurus and word power, is the superlative of the word great, which means long in time or duration, eminent, important, notable. The 2009 Oxford Dictionary and Thesaurus defines threat as a thing likely to cause damage or danger. It also defines facing, coming from the word face, as a problem or situation presenting to or requiring action for something or someone. And it defines humanity as human beings. New Webster Dictionary and Rogers Thesaurus defines today as this day, present time. The proposition interprets the resolve to mean that climate change is a most eminent danger presenting itself to mankind to this day. As the first speaker of this team, I will provide to you a preamble of the basis of this argument by discussing how climate change affects food security. My second speaker, Adana Lett, will deliberate on how climate change affects health and the environment. And my third speaker will summarize our argument as we drive the proverbial nail into our opponent's coffin. Food security, according to the United Nations Committee on World Food Security, means that all people at all times have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their food preferences and dietary needs for an active and healthy life. Professor Frank et al. Posits that climate change affects food production and availability, quality, utilization, and stability of food systems. In short, it impacts all aspects of food systems. We are all at risk. Climate change has exacerbated the food security crisis. Rupa Mukherjee, in his article, Climate Change for Hunger and Undernourished People, states, and I quote, "Climate change is a threat multiplier." End of quote. Since the early 1990s, the number of extreme weather-related disasters has doubled, yielding to the reduction of major crops and income whilst increasing food prices. According to the United Nations, are you aware that 811 million people in the world face hunger in 2020? A whooping increase of 161 million more than in 2019. The World and Weather Life in 2019 connected food security and climate change, stated that the global hunger index will continue to rise. Do you see the implications of this, my learned opposition? Do you think humanity will continue to exist? Can you see why climate change is the greatest threat to society? Let me advise you further. Given the state of today, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change admonishes that in the next 30 years, food supply and food security will be severely threatened if little or no attention is taken now to address climate change and its effect on food security. Are we going to wait until the food crisis has eviscerated all of humanity? Sagacious judges, to disagree with the resolve that climate change is the greatest threat to humanity is ludicrous, an atrocity that will make humanity obsolete if we do not act now. My teammate Adana Lett will continue our team's argument. I, Benicia Glasgow, rest my case. Thank you.
Now 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark the score. At the same time, opposition number one, can you please confirm that you can see the timer and pin the timer?
Yes, I can see the timer.
So what is your preference?
I prefer without sound. I will
Without
go
the sound.
with the caller, yes.
Okay. Time, Toastmaster Cotton, please. Time the 1 minute. Toastmaster Denisha, could you please confirm that you are able to hear the sound? I see some message in the chat saying that they didn't hear the sound.
I didn't hear the sound, no.
You didn't? Oh,
No.
oops, my bad.
Did anyone hear the sound?
I didn't hear
No?
this.
No.
No.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
so
Sorry, it's not an effective way to do it then.
Yeah, I didn't hear it as a chief judge, so I was wondering if she was under time. So,
Madam
that's-
Moderator.
I'm not hearing it.
Oh, okay, since I will not use it. Then.
Yeah.
Madam Moderator,
Yes, sorry.
may I suggest that maybe next time, if you're using it to share the sound of your computer, that way, I think it will be audible for the speaker and the entire audience.
Works for me. However, we may proceed since Toastmaster Pierre is not using it, and I will do a demonstration before the next debate.
I guess can you hear it? I shut my computer sound.
Yes, that was loud and clear.
Okay, so we will try this way. For another debater, we would like to have a sound instead of the color. Sorry, Toastmaster Denisha. Okay. Toastmaster Scott, you confirm the 1 minute is over?
yes, we may proceed.
Thank you. Now let's hear from the opposition speaker number one from Division D, Toastmaster Peterson Pierre for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Moderator, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. Let me begin by thanking the affirmative team for the definitions provided. I agree with all of them. But I would like to specify for you that at this moment, climate change is not the biggest threat that Haiti is facing. I do not want to go into the details, But if you watch the news, you will see what I mean by that. Now, let's reason for a moment. According to the affirmative team, climate change is supposed to be the biggest threat at this moment in time that humanity is facing. Is that so? We are within a pandemic that is ongoing. There are many other issues happening at the same time. Should we say that climate change would be the priority that we need to address right now? I don't think so. Why? Because let's reason for a moment. Imagine that you have a severe headache. You go to a doctor, a first doctor, and then this doctor focuses on the symptoms of your issue and tells you, okay, take painkillers. And you have another choice of a doctor. And this doctor tells you that, oh, you know, you have this headache because you're severely exhausted. You're very tired, you should take some rest. Which doctor would be your favorite, your preferred doctor? Probably the one focusing on the cause of your issue. The same way, climate change, fellow Toastmasters and guests, is a consequence, not a cause. And I am about to tell you what is the consequence of climate change. Climate change, one of its main causes is human productivism. New word. What does that mean? The encyclopedia, Wikipedia, defines productivism as a belief according to which productivity and growth is the purpose of human organization, and that productivity is necessarily good. I would encourage you to have a look to the website Climate Trade, which is the biggest producer of greenhouse gases. One of the elements that is one of the main causes of climate changes. And you will see a list of countries, for instance, China, United States, India, who are big producers of greenhouse gases. So you see the link between productivity and climate change. So what should we address? We should address the cause, not the consequence. Actually, my colleague will be developing the consequence of the behavior, of that behavior, which is productivism for nature, how it affects nature and how it affects human. Colleague Toastmasters, instead of focusing on the symptoms, I'm encouraging you to support my view, the view of my team on climate change. Climate change is indeed a threat for humanity, but it's not the greatest threat. We need to be realistic and realize that productivism is a real danger, and it affects human being and life in many different ways. With that being said, I am encouraging you to support our cause. And what can you do to address this issue? Well, we can address it through education. We need to educate ourselves to know about the issue, how it works, and we need to educate others. It's the best way that we can live in harmony with nature, just like the other animals do it very well. Support our cause. Climate change is only a consequence, not a cause. Let's focus on the cause and address it directly. Madam Moderator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Peterson. Here, 1 minute of silence for the judges. And I will ask the proposition speaker number 2 to confirm Toastmaster Adana left, if you can Identify the timer and pin it. Toastmaster Adanale.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Yes, good evening, Toastmaster Adanale. Can you identify the timer and pin it on your screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. So which is your preference? The sound or you will go with the timer?
I will go with the timer.
Perfect. Thank you for confirming. Now let's continue. Thank you, Toastmaster Scott. We'll continue with proposition speaker number 2, Toastmaster Adanalet for 5 minutes.
President Barack Obama.
Hello.
At his 2015 State of the Union address, as he declared, no challenge poses a greater threat to future generations than climate change. As the Congress of Parties for Climate Change prepare to meet tomorrow in Glasgow, UK, for their 26th meeting, this moot is indeed germane. Most recipient judges, learned colleagues, and sage guests, today is the age of man. The proposition's position is that climate change is the greatest threat facing humanity today. My colleague has adequately defined the climate change and explained its unassailable impacts on food security and its indirect impacts on human health. I, Adana Let, shall explore its direct impacts on human health and the environment and compare it with other threats. In 2015, 193 countries adopted 17 global goals. The United Nations has unequivocally stated that Goal 13, climate action, is intrinsically linked to all 17 global goals. It cannot be disputed. Climate change is real. According to California Institute of Technology, 97% of worldwide respected scientists at the forefront of their fields affirm the validity of climate change and have published over 222,000 scientific articles since 1896 to date. Climate change cannot be refuted. So how do threats of wars, crime, cancer, and other measure up against climate change? The University of Oxford and the World Health Organization states, from 1800s to 2021, wars have taken 66 million human lives, cancer, 33 million, crime, 1.4 million, cardiovascular disease, 12 million, pandemics, 4.9 million. When compared to the 112 million human lives lost and negatively impacted by climate change, these others cannot be ranked as the greatest threats. Let me highlight a few notable climate events to you. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC 2019 and 2021, reported Earth's global temperature increased by 1.02 degrees Celsius since our coal mining days of the 1800s. This seems like a negligible increase, but permit me to show you how a minute incremental increase can ravage Earth and her earthlings. 2016's average global temperature of 14.6 degrees Celsius gave rise to super typhoon Meranti, which decimated the Philippines. 2017's severe temperature of 14.9 degrees Celsius produced Category 5 Hurricane Maria, which caused $90 billion damages to Dominica and Puerto Rico. The melting glaciers of ice sheets, rising sea levels will soon mean farewell to areas of Jakarta, Tokyo, and New York. 2021's increase of 0.8 degrees Celsius resulted in floods never seen across Western Europe. The 2017 and 2021 droughts of East Africa, wildfires in Australia, increased air pollution from Pakistan. Around the entire planet, From 2005 to 2015, over 700 people have died. This is not a consequence, colleagues. This is a threat. Earth's climate change is creating climate refugees. Every other threat has failed to satisfy the definition of greatest, which is the prerequisite to qualify as the greatest threat. We, the proposition, have shattered the opposing views and robustly proven that climate change has, in fact, the greatest threat, having impacted 1, the most number of humans, 2, the longest burning issue, 3, having the farthest reaches of every country of the planet, and 4, having the highest economic cost when compared to every other threat. The evidence is insurmountable. It is clear from the environmental, health, and socio-economic challenges encountered over the past 220 years that climate change is definitely the greatest threat facing humanity today. Honorable judges, our opposition quoted from Wikipedia. I would like to inform him that Wikipedia is not an authoritative source. It can be edited by anyone. And also, our learned colleagues, if I go to a doctor, I would want him to attend to my headache and then tell me that I should take some rest. I rest my case, honorable judges. Thank you.
1 minute for the judges. Toastmaster Ralph Metellus, can you confirm that you can see the timer? Toastmaster Casper.
Moderator,
Yes. Toastmaster,
Madam Moderator, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. So I was about to tell you to mute one of your devices. Okay. So can you see the timer?
Yes, I can see the timer and I prefer timer with colors.
Okay. Perfect. Now let's proceed with the last speaker for the first part. It will be the opposition speaker number 2, Toastmaster Ralph Metellus, for 5 minutes.
Hello, Madam Moderator, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, yes.
Okay, Madam Moderator, dear judges, fellow debaters, I strongly refute part of the arguments of the affirmative team. However, as my colleague said before, we partly agreed with the fact that climate change is a concern, is a threat, but it is not the biggest, the greatest threat facing humanity today. The affirmative team just mentioned that the impact on food security that climate change is having in the world. And many sources, great scientific research has been cited. I do agree, but we are not tackling the problem in his root. Climate change refers for sure to the long-term shift in temperatures and weather patterns. We do agree on that. It is a threat, but it is not the biggest threat. It is not the greatest threat. The greatest threat, as my partner mentioned, is human behavior. Human beings tend to think that they are only the special species on Earth. They don't care about the nature. They don't care about the environment. And climate change is visible and pragmatic to everyone. A recent research by the National Aeronautic and Space Administration in 2021 mentioned that the final position of climate change result from human activities. And this adjective should be reminded, anthropogenic. That means science attribute current atmospheric warming to human activities that have increased the amount of carbon containing gases in the upper atmosphere. Guess what? Even the volcano has nothing really to do directly with climate change. It is caused by human behavior. In addition, we all have seen the melting of glaciers, the flooding everywhere in the world, the supercell storms, the rising of the sea level, the worsening of droughts, increasing of tornadoes. And we repeat, it's the greedy behavior of over-exploitation of resources of human that is the root cause of the problem. And as my partner mentioned before, man's behavior motivates over-exploitation of resources. And that behavior jeopardizes the ecosystem itself. The capitalist productivism, where human beings have the authority to deplete resources of the earth, the extermination of many races and species, excessive deforestation. Climate change is not the greatest threat. It's human lack of education, human lack of respect to our mother nature. What have we done so far to manage climate change? What were the specific and relevant action? You're going to tell me about the Paris Agreement, the Kyoto Agreement? These are high-level diplomatic negotiations among states, NGOs, and business groups. They are not tackling the problem. And it's not helping. We need global solution that can start from individual change. It's like a paradigm change through education. Of course, we are aware about some efforts that has been done. But to summarize our point, human behavior should be tackled. And if a human has the guts to even overexploit other human through colonialism, through organ trafficking, can you imagine that? Madam Moderator.
Thank you. Now, Jenny, please escort the teams and the judges to their respective breakout room. Teams will have a chance to prepare for their Thursday, while judge will be finalizing their score for the first part. In the audience, for the sake of the time, we will be able only to have, let's see, 4 interactions. I'm a little bit tired. It has been a long day. If you don't understand something, don't hesitate to ask questions, please. So please identify yourself if you want to interact, to reflect on the first part. We'll have 10 minutes. Toastmaster, I think just got 10 minutes for this break. Johnny, please let me know when all the judges and the teams are in their respective breakout room.
Will do.
Thank you.
This is Hazel.
Sorry?
I said, this is Hazel. You said if we want to interact, we should.
Oh, please write your
ourselves.
name. Yes, yes, please. Please
Yes,
write
yes.
your name in the chat so I will remember who wants to interact, who wants to reflect on the debate. Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right.
Hazel,
Yes, Hazel.
we have one. But forget the places are limited, so identify yourself.
Okay, yeah. Is this the first?
Oh, let's wait for the signal from the Zoom master. Johnny will let us know when we can start with the interaction.
Oh, okay. Because the place is so silent, I thought I would break the silence. Okay.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Excuse me.
Yes,
I'm having issues on my device. This is the captain from Team F.
Yes, I am noticing that you are not able to move. So can you please just leave breakout room, and I will see if I will be able to do it from there, because you, Toastmaster Dumas and Kendall are not able to be moved. So can you just leave breakout room, and I will see if I can have you moved from the main room instead. What did I understand? Did you understand? Sorry.
I'm using a different device because the other one.
Oh, right.
So,
okay.
And oh my goodness, yes.
All right. So Denisha, you are what team?
Team F.
You are Team F. Okay. All right. For Kendall and the other one that says captain, can you leave breakout room on the one that says captain, please? Denisha and Kendall, I'm still seeing your devices here.
For Captain Molly Plummer Henry,
Molly is
I
not.
think
Molly
it's for
is for
Division B.
Molly is for Division B, but Denisha and Kendall are still present. However, everyone else has gone, but they're not responding.
Hello. I was supposed to be in room 4, but they told me it was closed still.
Bernadette Levance, you can leave the room and ask from the main room to be moved to room 4.
Can I also be moved to room 4? Helen Christina Romeo. Thank you.
Quick question, moderator. Is it that Room 5, we're supposed to move now.
Oh, room 4 and 5, not yet.
Okay,
We
thank you very
will
much.
finish. Yes, I just realized that room 4 and 5 are not open yet. We will have the 3 rooms, 1 to 3 open for the first debate, and then we'll have it second with room 4 and 5. We have 3 rooms open right now. Okay.
Yes.
Denisha, is it okay for Denisha, Ralph Metellus? Johnny, can you please confirm?
I have attempted to move all I can via the Zoom functions. There are, however, devices still currently in the room that should have left. However, I assume they have a second device, so you may proceed.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So we have.
My apologies. My apologies to interrupt, but is everybody in here to be in here? Because I noticed some persons decided to use the naming protocol and they're not a part of the team. Is the entire team here?
A question, who is supposed to
You
be in this
put the
room?
name
The debate is
3F
finished?
in front of your name, and therefore you would have been moved. It's a renaming protocol and it was not to have been applied. However, it has. So Christine Ford, can I show the names that I have and you tell me if they should be here or not? Ananda Let, Christine just got moved or will be. David Francois. David Francois should be here or not?
Madam
Erica Pierre.
Zoom. Madam
Erica
Zoom.
Pierre. Erica Pierre should be here or not?
Madam Zoom, let me
Not
confirm
here,
for
should
you
not
the
be here.
persons.
Okay, Gwyneth should be here. Sandra Pike. My apologies, sorry about.
Sorry, who should be in this room, may I ask?
Whoever wants to be here, but
So then
not
how,
the debaters.
what's the point?
Not the debaters from Division D and Division F and the judges. Only those persons need to be moved to another room. So she is trying to see if all the debaters and the judges have been moved to their respective room. This is why she's asking.
Very much. My apologies. I'm actually in both places to ensure some persons are utilizing the naming protocol, which was only to have been assigned to the contestants as stated. Based on that, they were moved into the breakout rooms. And because of that, I'm trying to get them back. The contestants with the second devices that I'm unable to move are still here. However, I can suggest moving because I've spoken to both rooms and both contestants are now settled.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jenny. I know how all the work needed to do that. The Zoom master, it's the one person who's not enjoying the debate. But from now on, so please, Toastmaster, can you please time 5 minutes? I know it took a lot of time to move the person to the correct room. So 5 minutes. We'll start with Toastmaster Azul. I don't know if she's back yet. Azul, let me see if she's here. No, she's not here, but if there is any person who wants to reflect on the debate so far, your opinion on the subject and as well how the debate is going so far, please feel free to share. We have this space, it's 5 minutes only, so be quick to react. Oh, I will try to find some, I will try to randomly say some names and have them to interact. What do you think about that?
I'm seeing a hand raised for oral.
Oh, Lawson. Yes, please go ahead. And just to make it a little bit spicier, I would say, you start your sharing with the first letter of your name. You can choose O or L.
I'm choosing something with the first letter of my first name or last name.
Yes,
What exactly?
your reflection. What you want to share with us, you will need to start with the first letter of your first name or your last name. You have the choice between O or L. Because the debaters have made a lot of research, a lot of works. It's not so easy to just say something about the debate. So I need to make it a little bit difficult just to have fun.
Opportunities for new learning were outlined
Yes, go ahead. Good.
on numerous occasions. The speakers for the proposition and the opposition were very convincing in their stance. Their deliveries were on point, and they have actually got me sitting on the fence. If I were in a position to cast a vote, I would be sitting right in the middle because their arguments were so convincing. A job well done to them. Thank you so much for sharing all that wealth of knowledge. You have helped me to become better on this topic of climate change.
Wow, thank you, Oral Lawson. I'm pleased with your sharing. Let me score. And we have a winner. It's Toastmaster Oral Lawson tonight. Anybody else want to share?
Can I just add to that? I started with the first letter of my name.
Yes, sure.
Can I just add to what Toastmaster Oral said? I truly enjoyed this session. It is the first time that I'm participating, and I was anxious to hear and see the others. And I'm glad I got an opportunity. It gave me a little more courage, a little more confidence. So I think I am ready now, and I want to thank the first debaters ever for Area Division District 81. And congratulations on a job well done. I know it must have been nerve-wracking, but congratulations.
Yes, you're correct. And anybody else participating for the first time at the debate?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I want to congratulate all these speakers because when we listen
sorry,
to them.
Toastmaster Stacy Foster?
Yes.
Remember the rule, you need to start with the first letter of your first name or your last name.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Stacey Foster. I'm from Division F. And I want to congratulate all of the participants in the debate.
Just for the game, you need to start your whatever you want to share with us. We will to start with the letter S or the letter F.
She said sorry.
So my bad. Sorry, I didn't get that. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry for interrupting you.
Not a problem. So I want to congratulate all of the debaters. I thought that they did a fantastic job. They represented their divisions really well, and listening to them, you could hear the depth of the knowledge, the depth of the research that went into it, all the statistics, the comparisons. And I love the analogy about human error, and it's humans who are really, I love it. And the proposition was really well researched. Everything was well done. I must congratulate them. And they really have set the bar for us. So next year, I think they have motivated me, and I'm sure a lot of us in the room, to participate next year and to really, and the topic whoever chose the topic, right on point, and they got a lot of information from the climate control that's happening right now in Glasgow in the UK. So well done to the planners and well done to the participants. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Toastmaster Pastor Lizzie. We have 1 minute left, maybe for one last interaction. Let me try with Toastmaster Gigi Douillard, the one who...
Madam Moderator?
Yes?
I suggest that you terminate the rounds as we are running late.
Okay. So thank
See
you.
Back in the main room.
Oh, we have the second part that is not completed yet.
Oh boy.
Yes. Okay. We are just on the interaction with the debaters. So yeah.
Okay. So try to keep it short as we are running late.
Okay, I totally understand. So Johnny, if you're here, can you please close the other breakout room and ask the debaters and the judges to go back to room 3, not to the main room, but to room 3. Can you please reassign all the debaters and the judges to room 3?
My apologies, everyone, for the abrupt end, but I was requested to quickly move everyone back.
Okay. Thank you. So we have all the debaters and the judges here.
Yes, all the judges are here.
Thank you. So let's continue with the debate. We will have the closing remarks, the summary from each team. We will continue with summary from opposition team. I'm asking Toastmaster Peterson Pierre to proceed with his closing remarks for 3 minutes. You have 3 minutes for your summary.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Colleague Toastmasters and honored guests, as you were here, you could notice that the affirmative team was insisting on the fact that climate change is a threat. We agree with that. And you've given away many information. All those informations are fact. We agree with them. The thing we do not agree is that climate change is not the greatest threat. Why? Because it is anthropogenic. It is caused by human activities and behaviors. Therefore, where should we go? We should address the issue at its root, at its source, with a paradigm change, helping humans to live in harmony. It should be something that is done on the individual level where everybody can act. It's the only way we can get a solution with that. Because just my partner mentioned it, we have big countries negotiating, NGOs, making decisions, but the people are not involved. Now, to respond directly with the doctor's comment made by our colleague. Climate change is a long-term issue. Of course, it is affecting us now, but we are planning for the future. Therefore, if I have a doctor treating me, providing me solution for the long term, that is better for me. And the fact that the doctor can plan ahead doesn't mean that it cannot alleviate the pain in the moment. It can give me both a solution, a short-term solution, and also a long-term solution. So I see the same for climate change. Climate change is certainly an issue, but we need to tackle it right now on the individual basis so that we can have a better future. Now, colleague Toastmasters and guests, you already know that climate change is a problem, just like the affirmative team mentioned it. But the point on which we are insisting, it is that it's a consequence, the consequence of capitalism, overexploitation of modern nature, the non-respect of what we have. Therefore, this is where we should go. We should attack the cause at its source and not the consequence. Madam Moderator.
1 minute for the judges. Toastmaster Yolanda Akenke Maurice, can you please confirm what is your preference? You want to go with the timer or with the sound?
I'm seeing the timer, so I'm going to use the timer. Did you hear me?
Sorry, I was disconnected.
She said she could see the timer.
I'm using my cell phone now. What did she say?
She said she could see the timer, so she will utilize that option.
Okay, I'm back. What did you say? Oh, sorry.
1 minute.
What did you say? Okay, thank you.
She said she's willing to utilize viewing the timer as she can see the timer.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Johnny. And now let's hear from the speaker number 3, the proposition summary. Toastmaster Yolanda Akenke Maurice for 3 minutes.
Honorable judges, the proposition has provided us with profound evidence as to the devastating effects of climate change in the past and scares us with its possibilities for the future, or rather the possibility of none. Our first speaker rather succinctly pointed to the devastating effects of it on our food security. Our second speaker has eloquently identified how it is defining the narrative of human health and its errant impacts on the environment and ultimately humanity, providing strong comparative analysis. We have thus put to you resounding reasons why this resolve must stand. The first speaker of the opposition has loquaciously expounded on this theory of productivism as the cause of this symptom of climate change. We do admire his attempt of confuffling the audience and equating climate change to the symptoms given by one doctor. If we are aware of the symptoms, how then can we, if we're not aware of the symptoms, how then can we allude to the problem? He is in fact directing our respectable judges to our website instead of providing heavy statistics, evidence to drive his contention. In fact, my learned colleague, the fact stands that the cause is air pollution, which is the driving force and goes hand in hand with climate change. He mentioned the issue with Haiti, that it would be evident if we watch the news. What we see would not be climate change. I beg to differ. The news is bombarded with the displacement of many Haitians due to tropical storms, which is caused by climate change.
issues of food, again, climate variations. Is it COVID? Even Haiti, as of September 17, recorded 0.16 of having been fully vaccinated. Does it seem to indicate it being taken or even a great threat, more so the greatest? The opposition comes to us asserting that human lack of education is the greatest threat. That education is so rich, but the thing is, education is so rich out there, yet the problem of the erosion of our earth continues. Many high-level meetings are there making it evident that the education is not the biggest threat. In fact, we have the world attending high-level UN Security Council meetings just this week. Is this lack of education? In fact, I'm wildly amused by the wild conjectures, poorly statistical analysis, baseless assertions that the opposition has brought to the fore in a futile effort to convince us that climate change is not presently the greatest threat to humanity. Honorable judges, now is not the time for diplomatic niceties and flowery contentions. Albert Einstein said, "The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them doing it." So let's do something by first standing with the proposition in recognizing that climate change is the greatest threat to humanity. Thank you.
Moderator Michelle.
It appears that my husband has abducted Michelle. So what I will do is request the 1 minute of silence in the interim while we wait for her to return.
Hello, can you hear me?
I did. I went searching for you. We are currently in the minute of silence in anticipation. I assume that my husband had gotten you. So we're in the moment of silence awaiting your return.
I was lost through the internet connection. Thank you very much, Johnny.
And that minute is up now.
Okay, just after that, we will move the judges to the breakout room as we are running late. I will only ask the captain to reflect on the debate. But first, Johnny, can you please move the judges to their breakout room so they can finalize their ballots, their scoring?
Judges have been moved.
Thank you very much. So the debaters, we love the internet when it's working. So now it's working, I love it. I can see you, I can interact with you. We can connect through the Caribbean. Let's start with Division F. Captain Denisha, Glasgow. How was the preparation? How was the participation during the debate?
Well, for me, I've had challenges as it relates to the internet this evening. Apart from my presentation, I wasn't able to give a great deal to my team, but I'm confident that we would have prepared and we were a gelled unit. So I am aware of what my team was supposed to present, and I'm confident that they would have done so creditably to make our Division F proud.
Yes. Was it the first time that Division F participating in a debate or having a debate?
It was the first time that we participated in a debate. Yes, sir, ma'am.
Okay, so good. That for a first time, that was a really good job. Not only for the first time, that was a really good presentation, good participation. Good job, Division F. And I would like to hear from supporters for Division F. Make a lot of noises for them.
Good job,
Division F.
Presentation by Division F.
Okay, now let's hear from Division
Well
D.
done.
Toastmaster Peterson, how was the preparation?
Good job, guys. Good job.
And the participation?
Thank you, Madam Moderator, for the question. Actually, we had some issue, some logistic issue, not with the internet, but mostly with our preparation. Unfortunately, we started a little bit late for reasons independent from ourselves, but we did the best we could with what we had. So we didn't want to give up. We did not want to give up. We are here. I guess we did the best, really the best we could. But I need to admit that the opposing team was impressive. I really like the comment that the way they delivered, they presented. But that was great. That was a great experience.
Thank you so much.
I want to ask if it was your first participation at a debate. I know Division B had a debate last year, held a debate last year.
It's not my first experience. It's not our first experience. And I know we've had previous experience with debate. For instance, I know we had a competition before that last year, as you mentioned it. And it was a great competition. It was in French, very, very nice, very interesting. So yes, it's good to be here anyway.
Okay, can I hear some noise from the supporters for Division D? Please unmute yourself.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Hi, Bobo. Hola, congratulations.
That was great,
Division
Peterson.
D.
Thank you.
Wait, Division D. Good job.
For the others, I will translate that Aibobo is a warrior. It's a warrior. Let's say.
You can say slogan if you want, or call.
Yes, yes, warrior call.
Motivational word.
Exactly.
Yes, Aibobo is from Vodou. It's from Vodou.
It's from your. I think it's from the War for Independence, but anyway. Yes, as well. Yes, you're correct. Okay.
It's from Vodou area.
We can have, I see the red light as I don't see a lot of people in the main room. I think we will have time for one last interaction from the audience. Is there anyone who wants to share something before we go to the main room? I know we are running late. We should have started for the second round of the debate at 8. It's almost 9. I don't see any hand. Okay, yes, there is a Lynch.
Good night. I'm Teresa Lynch. I just actually have a question for the Division D, for the gentleman that were involved in debate. How was it debating in English? Because I just heard him say he had a debate in French, and I'm just wondering how, you know, English, how was that experience?
Toastmaster Peterson Pierre.
Yes, well, actually, I'll tell you that Division D is based essentially in Haiti. And in Haiti, we have now 4 clubs, how many? 5 clubs in English, 5 English clubs with probably 20, 26 or 27 clubs in French. So French is the first language. And I can say that for us, basically, we did not have the practice of debating in English, but I gotta say that the experience here for us with this competition, it started very well, very high level, and it was a great debate in my opinion. Of course, you know, there are things that I cannot say to you here publicly, but it was a great debate in my opinion. Very good very good beginning.
Thank you. If you allow me
you.
to, thank you. Thank you, Teresa, for the question and Toastmaster Pierre for the answer. If you allow me, I will ask Toastmaster Judy Bouillard if you want to share something. She was the one introducing the debate in Division D. If she wants to share something about that. And
Yes,
we can.
I am here.
Yes, Toastmaster Judy Bouillard.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, yes. I think, yes, it was a good debate and I enjoyed it. I just heard Peterson saying that we didn't have a debate in English. Yes, we did at the biz. I know that we had debates in English maybe years ago, but recently we had in French. And I must say that at Division D, we are very passionate about debates and we love it. And I mean, we had stopped for a while and debates are, now we are, I mean, I would say continue. We're just started again to debate at the clubs. And I think really it's a good experience. And I would encourage everyone to try it. You won't regret it. It's really fun. It's really amazing, but it's also very, very stressful because I was listening them debating and I was stressed. I said, will they have time to say everything as I was seeing the time passing by? So this is what I could add to what others have already said. It's a great experience and I would encourage everyone to do it even once in their lives. They'll earn a lot from it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster José Bouillard. And indeed, debate will give you this opportunity to practice all the skills that you're learning at Toastmasters, to think quickly. Oh, the room is closing. Thank you very much, everyone. See you in the main room. And good debate.